fell asleep in his clothes.
Yeah, because I'm sorry, I could not hold my sleepiness. I was so tired, so. And what?
I don't know. Nobody's found it yet this morning.
Yeah, so. And.
We do have to kind of find him quick, though, because I have work. I got to do it, Jay.
What?
I have to go to work, so we have to kind of find him fast. I don't think he's in here. Me and Sissy have been in here.
You guys check the shoe closet?
Yeah, he's not in the shoe closet. No, he's not there.
He's making gingerbread.
Oh, what is he doing?
He's making gingerbread.
He was cooking cookies and stuff.
And this.
Look at that. That's so crazy.
What?
All right, there's the elf. Let's go see what books today. Okay, let's see what books today. Oh, wait, let's go over the other ones first.
So, for number 1 was 101 Dalmatians. Number 2 was Aladdin. Number 3 was Bambi. Number 4 was Beauty and the Beast. Number 5 was Brave. And number 6.
Oh, 6 was Toy Story, but we didn't put it back. 6 was Toy Story, so today's 7. Let's see what today is.
It is. Ooh.
Cinderella. That's one of Mommy's favorites. Cinderella, Cinderella, night and day it's Cinderella. Do the dishes. Nobody wants me to sing, but there we go. Cinderella. Mommy's excited for this one. You're going to get some commentary or songs, side songs maybe tonight. All right, guys, stay tuned if you want to see me read the book tonight with AJ. All right. What do you say, AJ?
Oh, bye, guys.
See you later.
Hey, guys. Well, it's night now. Yeah, it's night. So now we are here to read the book. You got this, Jen?
Okay, ready?
Yeah. So,
Okay.
first, get the camera.
We already did that this morning. Now we just need the book. We already did the check this morning.
So,
Nope, that's the book we read last night.
got.
You're on number 7.
Yeah.
Okay, where's number 7? Okay, so we have number 7, Cinderella. One
like
of
Beauty
my
and the Beast.
favorites.
It kind of looks.
Cinderella, Cinderella. Okay.
Did you act Cinderella?
I was actually in the Cinderella school play when I was younger, and I played one of the evil stepsisters.
What one?
Anastasia, whatever her name is. Well, yeah, Anastasia.
Oh, cool.
So once upon a time, Cinderella lived with her father and stepmother, who had 2 daughters of her own, named Anastasia and Drizella. The stepsisters were mean and ugly. When Cinderella's father died, her stepmother stopped pretending to like her. Cinderella was given a tiny bedroom in the attic and forced to become a servant in her own home. Her only friends were the birds and mice.
Show them the page.
One morning, Cinderella found a mouse caught in a trap. "We'll call you Gus," she said, letting him free. "Don't forget to warn him about Lucifer," she told the other mice. Lucifer was her stepmother's cat. All the animals hated him. Cinderella gave Lucifer his milk and went into the yard. "Breakfast time," she called, scattering corn for the chickens. The mice came running for some breakfast too, but Lucifer was blocking the way. One of the mice crept up to Lucifer and toppled him into his milk. This made Lucifer very angry. When he saw Gus gathering up some of the corn, he pounced.
I wonder who Cinderella's regular mother is.
She passed away when she was younger, I think. So Gus had a narrow escape and was finally hidden under a teacup in the kitchen. A voice shrieked from upstairs. "Cinderella!" "I'm coming," Cinderella sighed. She picked up the breakfast trays and made her way upstairs. Under the teacup, Gus was safe at last. Not far away, in the royal palace, the king and Grand Duke were talking about the prince. "It's time he married," said the king. He decided to give a ball and invite every young woman in the kingdom. The prince would surely fall in love with one of them. Invitations were sent out that day.
Mommy, if you look to the black part, you're actually looking at the people.
Yeah.
It's kind of creepy.
"There's going to be a ball," exclaimed the stepmother when read the invitation. "Every young maiden is to attend." "Why, that means I can go too," said Cinderella hopefully. "I see no reason why you can't go, if you get all your work done," her stepmother said. Cinderella rushed upstairs to find something to wear.
What one did you act?
I played this one, so I actually played Drizella.
Drizella looks much friendlier than this girl. She does.
Cinderella took out one of her mother's old gowns. It was a little old-fashioned, but she could fix it. "Cinderella!" shrieked her grandmother. "I'm coming," sighed Cinderella. The mice knew that poor Cinderella would never have time to finish the dress, so they worked on it themselves. They sang merrily as they cut and sewed, and at last the pretty dress was finished. "Cinderella, Cinderella, night and day, it's Cinderella, do the dishes." I forgot the rest of the words. They sang it was trimmed with an old sash and beads that Anastasia and Gisela had thrown away.
She couldn't finish the dress. The dress was really old-fashioned. It's really old-fashioned.
Cinderella hadn't had time to get ready. She watched a carriage arrive to take her stepmother and stepsisters to the ball. Then she saw the dress. "Surprise!" cried her friends. Cinderella could hardly believe her eyes. She put the dress on and rushed downstairs to the carriage. When Anastasia and Gisela saw their stepsister looking so beautiful, they were jealous. "Why, you little thief!" Gisela screamed, spotting her old beads around Cinderella's neck. Then Anastasia looked at the sash. "That's mine!" she cried, grabbing the sash and ripping the dress.
Can I go get some water?
When we're done.
Okay.
"Please stop!" cried Cinderella, but her dress was ruined. She ran into the garden sobbing. There was a magical swirl of light, and when Cinderella looked up, an old lady was sitting on the bench.
That's your fairy godmother.
"I'm your fairy godmother," the lady said kindly. "Dry your tears. You can't go to the ball looking like that. Now fetch me a pumpkin, and hurry. Even miracles take time." The fairy godmother waved her magic wand, and the pumpkin changed into a sparkling carriage. Bippity-boppity-boo. Next, she waved her wand over Gus and the other mice and changed them into white horses. Another wave of the wand, and Cinderella's horse was changed into a coachman. And Bruno the dog became a footman. Malakazoo, balagazoo, bippity-boppity-boo. Put 'em together, and what have you got? Bippity-boppity, bippity-boppity, bippity-boppity-boo. With a final wave of the wand, Cinderella was dressed in a magnificent ball gown and delicate glass slippers. It was like a dream come true.
And her dress is white.
Remember, you only have until midnight, the fairy godmother warned. On the last stroke of 12, the spell will be broken. Oh.
Her dress is white, made out of a wiggly ice.
Yeah.
And her slippers are made out of glass.
Yeah.
So don't break your slippers.
When Cinderella entered the glittering ballroom, the prince thought she was the most beautiful girl he had ever seen. He led her to the dance floor. In the prince's arms, Cinderella felt as though she was floating on air. Just then, the clock chimed the first stroke of midnight. I must go, Cinderella gasped as she fled through the ballroom and down the palace steps. Wait, you can't go now, cried the prince. But Cinderella didn't stop, even when she lost one of her glass slippers on the steps. She leaped into the carriage, which raced away.
So, Mom, they did this with a Minnie and Mickey show. They, react this whole movie.
Okay. On the last stroke of midnight, the carriage turned into a pumpkin, and Cinderella's dress became rags. But she still wore a single glass slipper. Back at the palace, the prince was heartbroken. He said he would marry only the girl whose foot would fit in the glass slipper he had found. The next day, the search began. Every young woman in the land would have to try on the slipper. Meanwhile, the stepmother had noticed that Cinderella was humming music from the ball. She was determined that her stepdaughter should not try on that glass slipper and locked her in her room.
Dang, her stepmom's mean.
Yeah. At last, the Grand Duke arrived with the glass slipper. Anastasia and Gisela tried to squeeze their feet into it, but it was far too small. The mice were desperate to help Cinderella. They took the attic key from the stepmother's pocket and unlocked the door. Just as the Grand Duke was about to leave, Cinderella appeared. Please, wait, she called. But the stepmother tripped up the footman. He dropped the slipper, and it shattered into 1,000 tiny pieces. Cinderella took the other glass slipper from her pocket. Her stepsisters shrieked as the delighted Duke fit the slipper onto Cinderella's foot.
Yeah. Her stepmom's taking it hard.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, done.
Soon afterwards, Cinderella and the prince were married. Her friends the mice looked on and smiled. Cinderella's dreams had finally come true. The end.
So, that was the book. Me and Mommy are going to read another book. It's
How to Catch an Elf. And maybe we'll do a video on this one too.
Yeah.
You guys want to see us read Elf on the Shelf? Subscribe and hit the bell if you do.
So, do you want